If there's a home for sale in the woods and nobody wants it, or nobody has the money to actually buy it outright or have the financing to buy it, is there really a supply issue? People have been trying to predict when prices in Vancouver for real estate would fall for years, decades even, and they've been wrong for the most part. Why is that? What actually would cause real estate prices to fall here? What would it take? All the things that are in this video are my personal opinion only. My name is Phong Tran. I'm a chartered financial analyst designation holder, and I have years of experience in personal lending and residential mortgages. Now, I want to say that supply obviously helps. I'm not saying that it doesn't. Obviously, increasing the amount of supply that's available for sale will help with price moderation. But there's a couple things that people aren't considering. First off, in order for there to be an issue with supply, you have to have excess demand to start. Look at my initial example. Now, supply, if you actually go down that road, there's an issue. Say you try to match all demand that's out there in the world. All the trillions of dollars, billions of dollars that are out there and locally that would be willing to put money into real estate. Let's say you do that. Now you're in a situation where your economy is highly concentrated and very vulnerable to macroeconomic shocks. And if that happens, the price correction that would happen if they decide to take out their money for whatever reason, their own external reasons outside of Canada, there's nothing that you can do about it. Right? This is why you need to look at the demand side. With the demand side, there's things that people misinterpret. There's actually two parts. You have the willingness to purchase, which we obviously have in Vancouver, but also the ability to actually complete the sale. If you can't get a mortgage to find and purchase that $2 million condo in Chilliwack, how are prices ever going to increase? No matter how much you want to say that it's worth $3 million, if no one can get the financing to actually purchase it, does it really increase in price? So you might be wondering then, how exactly do prices increase the way they are, and why exactly are people so wrong? People have been trying to predict the fall of real estate for years, and they've been wrong. Why? It's very clear. Three key supporting factors. You have a very supportive government that cared about price increases, development, real estate. They were very friendly to it, obviously. You have a situation where outside capital was very much welcomed, and they wanted to be here, with nothing really restricting them from doing so. You had local demand, which was very willing to buy at ever-increasing premiums, and they had the ability to do so. They were able to get financing fairly easily. Very friendly lending policies, friendly regulations. So what would it take to actually turn it around? How would prices decrease? How would it be done? You would have to turn those factors around. And to an extent, it's already happened. You have a government that's, I don't want to say anti-housing specifically, but at the very least, they're not so pro-price appreciation, pro-growth, if you want to call it that. Outside capital is being addressed. Sure, billionaires might still want to bring their money here, but not all millionaires will feel that way. They do have other options. Vancouver is not the only city that they can invest in. They've done it already. They went to Toronto, and after Toronto implemented their tax, they ended up going to Montreal. And that's just within our country. We're not even talking about the other cities that are available around the world. The last area that needs to be addressed is demand. And again, demand is two parts. You have the willingness to buy and the actual ability to obtain the funds to purchase. And to an extent, the ability to purchase has been addressed, but not entirely. Interest rates have gone up, meaning qualification rates to actually get the mortgage have gone up. Regulations have become more stringent with the stress testing, as you all know, so it's more difficult to actually get the money to buy that $2 million Chilliwack condo. Willingness is one of the biggest areas that still needs to be addressed. So I have a few recommendations. One, gifted funds. Gifted funds as a part of down payment, it needs to decrease. You can't use it to finance your whole down payment. You need to be able to verify where your down payment is coming from for more than just 3 months. That's what lenders are typically doing. You do that, it makes it difficult to go around this rule. And one specifically for the NDP, start taxing people that have multiple homes in the city. There are people that hold 4, 5, 10, 15 homes, right? Tax them like you would with a speculation tax for outside money. 0.5% for the first year, 2% for the following. You start doing this, not everyone's really going to want to keep their extra properties. Stock will be available. It's difficult for me to listen to supply arguments when I hear about someone just the other day wanting financing for their 11th home. It's just difficult to fathom. I'll leave it off with one final thing. You might be wondering, how exactly would prices decrease? How would it go down? I'll try to make it very quick. You're talking about marginal sellers. If no one is able or willing to buy at these extreme prices anymore, specifically in this case, more likely able to buy, there's still going to be marginal sellers that have no choice. People that have to move for work, that have to downsize. Maybe they can't afford their payments. They will have to sell. And they'll have to sell at a discount since no one is around to buy at their existing prices. This is how it would actually happen. I don't want to bore you with anything more. If you actually care enough for me to go into detail, I'll make a new videos at some point in the future. Thank you very much.